All right, we're back, and where were we?
So everyone enters the kitchen. There's fresh ingredients. Who's being the head chef?
I'm a terrible cook, so
I will. I'll do it.
All right, what are we making?
Eggs, scrambled eggs, and then a stew.
All
Not a
right.
stew, but veggies mixed together, cooked.
And so give your instructions to people then.
All right. Can someone get me a large flat pan? And then if one of you could cut up some of these vegetables over here, the potatoes are really good. Some onion.
I'll cut. I'll cut them up. I can do that.
Thanks.
Anything that Diantalis can see that's within range, he's just using Mage Hand to fetch for people, but otherwise it's just leaning back and watching.
Okay. So you see an egg float from. Is the hand visible or invisible?
It's visible, lightly visible. Ghostly
Okay.
hand.
You see a phantasmal hand appear and fetch a couple of eggs, and they float over to the table.
Thank you.
It's
I'll
the
start.
least I could do.
Just start cooking the eggs.
All right.
As
There's
chop the veggies.
Yeah, as you begin the work of preparing the morning's breakfast, you hear the door open from the front area, and then you hear it close. Everyone sort of hears this. Nash, you hear it. Psst.
Pod. Is that you, Pod?
It's me. Hello.
Where are you?
I'm back.
Where are you?
I'm flying on your. I'm flying near your shoulder. Can I land?
Yes.
Okay. You feel this weight on your shoulder, and
I
then
don't know
you-
why
you
this is
hear-
a secret. I could tell everybody she's here, right?
Yeah, you can.
It's
She's
just
being-
us.
She's being quiet.
Oh, Pod's back.
You hear-
Oh,
Pod,
hey, Pod.
we
Yeah.
must reinforce the door. We are closed.
Hello.
No, she's one of us. Varel, she's fine.
I mean that we can now discuss our plans. This is not a breakfast one should walk in on.
Well, you had the keys, right? Go lock the door.
Yes, I am the keymaster. I will go lock.
All right, so you go to lock the door, and Nash, you hear a. You smell funny.
I smell funny.
Hopeful cop.
Like in what kind of way am I smell funny?
I don't know. You smell pleasant.
Oh. Well, I'll take that as a compliment.
Were there other fairies here? Or pixies?
No. I do a sharp look at Hope because I know
That's
she
not
knows.
how you usually smell. You smell.
Can
Did you
we
meet
hear
any
this,
of my
Biting
or
her
is
bottom
it-
lip.
Yeah, she's getting louder. Don't lie to me, Nash.
No, there were no fairies.
She's probably smelling the other elf, Nash.
Great.
Other elf.
Great. Hang on a second. I just want to thank Diarrhea over there for letting his mouth go. Thanks, dude.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Okay. Wait, I spent some time with somebody yesterday, Pod. It wasn't a
Another
fairy,
pixie?
though. It wasn't a pixie. It wasn't a fairy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. What's the difference between a pixie and a fairy?
Well, I don't really know.
One takes you across the river and the other one's in a band.
I've never met a fairy before, just other pixies. But
Oh, all right.
I might have heard that word before, and I just used it.
It's an old Solar
'Cause-
Mines joke.
It doesn't smell like pixie, but it smells close.
Well, we had a visitor, and she smelled very nice, and that's probably all that needs to be said.
You're not leaving me for another friend, are you?
No, you're still the best.
You promised to help me, Nash.
You're the best pixie invisible friend I have.
Are we going to save my friends today?
I don't know if that's today or not, but I intend to keep my promise and help you and your friends.
Okay, and with that, she appears on your shoulder, not being invisible anymore. So now you can see your friends can see the pixie.
Okay. Oh,
What? Who was the elf that visited? Is she helping us with saving my friends?
how familiar are you? Familiar are you with current popular Trashburg musicians.
What? Musicians?
Singers, people who perform.
I mean, I like to sing.
Well, somebody
Am I a singer?
we met yesterday likes to sing also, and she sings for a lot of people, and even gets money and accolades for her singing. And she came to visit yesterday.
Can I hear her sing?
If you go and listen to her sing, yes.
Will you take me, Nash?
Next I know that she's performing, I'll absolutely take you. You may want to go invisible, though. I can't control who will see you there.
Oh, okay. I assume we're safe here. It's just you and your friends.
Yeah. Yeah, we have your back.
Okay, so she flies up to you, Hope. She gets up, her wings flapping, and she's... What are you doing?
I'm making breakfast.
Breakfast? What's that mean?
Oh, it's just food we have in the mornings.
And what food is this? And she flies up to the egg and puts a little finger into the egg.
It's not quite cooked yet. It might not taste very good. Eggs, though.
Do you have any dog food?
I don't actually know. Do you think Charlemagne had dog food around here?
Well, if you've had the chicken fried steak, you know he does. I'm feeling very saucy this morning because I had sex last night. I'm not saying that out loud.
But we wish you did.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin
Well, I
Pod's night.
don't know. Diantalis or Varel, want to give a look around for dog food?
It'd be food then. There's food here.
In case there was something specific to Pod's tastes.
Are we talking about food for dogs or food made from dogs?
That is a good question.
I'll look at Pod.
I don't know. They called it dog food. It tasted like... I don't know. Dog food. I've never really eaten anything else. I'm very hungry.
I will locate this dog food then. But I would very much like to hear Pod's story. While I do.
Yes. What happened?
Can you roll an investigation search for Elle?
Yes, I will investigate for dog food.
My favorite roll of the day so far.
Roll for dog food.
You don't find any dog food. However, you do feel that the bear meat that you provided Charlemagne originally, of which there's some left in a refrigerated cupboard, would suffice as it's meat, and meat is definitely the best form of food for anybody, in your
Naturally.
opinion.
I'll rip it into little tiny straws down the tendon lines.
Okay. I followed Charlemagne last night. Like you said.
Where did he go?
He went to a scary place.
What? Where?
Everything's scary to you.
He went to a scary building.
Here in town?
And there were people with funny symbols on their faces.
Did you ride an elevator up?
Oh, what does an elevator?
It's a metal box that rises from the ground.
What does elevator?
Oh, I've never seen such a thing in my life. I looked in the window. I couldn't really hear too much of what they were saying. I was scared if I opened the window, they would see me. But I saw Charlemagne in the window, and he was speaking to someone that looked like you, Hope. And his arms were going all over the place. I thought maybe he was sick. And they talked for a long time.
What did they talk about?
I don't know, I couldn't hear. But Charlemagne, your friend, he was very angry. And then after a time, they were very quiet, and they just sat there talking for a long time. And then he got mad again, and he left. And he came back here. Then I found somewhere to sleep because I couldn't get in. And then I woke up and come here.
I will lay the noodles of flesh upon...
I'm sorry, Nash, I didn't hear him.
Nash's shoulder.
Mad at me?
Oh, you put he look, Varel, the very nice lizard man, just put a little bowl there. Go ahead, you can eat now.
Okay, she flutters up on top of your shoulder and perches. What is this? That's not dog food.
Yeah, what is this, Varel? What'd you make?
It's bear meat.
Oh. More bear meat.
She takes a strip and eats it, and, a lot goes a long way. Like, the little strips, it's a huge abundance of food for this 1 foot tall pixie. And she begins biting down on it, and, oh, this is delicious. Arr! And it's raw, I'm assuming, but from frozen.
Yeah.
Did you thaw it, or is it still cold?
No.
It's a bit chewy, but oh, it's delicious. And as she takes bites and strips of it, there's like little, flecks of blood running down her cheek, and because she's not eating with any manners or anything, she's sort of just putting it. She's like, this is quite good. Is this dog food? What kind of dog food is this?
I mean, a dog would eat it.
Yes.
A good dog.
What do you call this kind of dog food? What flavor?
Bear.
Bear dog food.
Yes.
I like it. She eats contently on your shoulder, Nash.
An altercation, then. Well, we have a big decision to make this day. I don't believe it is our tactics for Blood Ball.
All right, and as you say that, breakfast, I assume, is done. You can start plating, and everyone can sit down and have breakfast. The door is secured, so there's no risk of interruption.
Yeah.
All right. Do you move the conversation to the dining hall?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. All right, so you set aside a table. Everyone sits down. Breakfast is plated. There's condiments on the table. There's a little plate for Pod. Make a little area for her to eat. Do you make anything for Bok Bok, or?
Oh. Nah. If I look and Hope didn't make anything for Bok Bok, I just would give him bear meat when he comes down.
Okay. Perfect. Well, as you go and set the table, Bok Bok comes down, scratching his belly. Fresh morning.
Fresh morning, Bok Bok.
And he looks at the table and he starts. He just stands at the table. He doesn't sit down, and he waits for food.
I shall return with more bear meats for Bok Bok.
Okay. So you go and collect the bear meats, bring it out, and you put it on the table. And then he takes his hand and he scrapes it off the table and puts it on the floor. And then he sits on the floor and eats off the floor.
Perfect.
All right.
Well, where were we? Discussing our fun activities for the day.
Yes.
You have to say everything like that?
Like what, Nash?
Diane Taurus with your freaking uppity voice. Do you have to say everything like, well, what's the deal with this now? When we... I can see, so your nose is so high, I can see your brain from here.
Nash, lasagna.
Uh-oh. All right, fine. More like I'm more in the mood for lemon tree, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Fine.
We have many options before us.
We can't keep putting wait, she's here with us. We can't put off forever helping Pod with her people.
Hope, when does the Toyota host arrive?
Any day now.
Any day. I would like to share my secret. Diantalis, if you may make Stanley present, that is my understanding.
I can relay any message you would like him to receive.
Ugh.
Very good. Hope, your vengeance may have to wait. I have been invited to the heist once again.
What heist?
In Slavetown, our woman was robbing the bank, and I told you of this. She is here in town to do the same again, to perform a great burgle, to steal. This wedding is a ruse, and her gang is in town as well. I have once again been invited to join their gang, or at the very least, burn the town down so they may make their escape once again. They were very pleased with us, Nash.
I'll take your word for it.
This was the secret we did not discuss over Chinese food, by the way, Nash, and which I shared with Hope. That I was to have a secret meeting last night. I did, and it was with one Dashington Twice, a member of the gang. If we wish to join the festivities of this heist, we leave a candle in our window tonight.
What's in it for us?
Likely riches and a cut, as they call it.
I'm in.
There's likely more, and I do fear that Hope's bloodlust is of a different plan.
If our goal is to attack this woman, would it not be easier to get in her good graces and have many private moments with her going forward?
I believe us to be the muscle that may not interact directly with the heist itself.
What place are they looking to hit?
Likely the keep itself. I don't know the target. Unlike the bank, I was not given the information as to where it was going to be hit. They likely plan to ruzzle the guzzle gang. For all they're worth.
I don't see a downside. We could use the cash. We could use the loot. We could use the prestige. And I'm feeling saucy. I kissed a girl and I liked it, as the ancient saying goes. We used to say in the solar mines.
So you did kiss her?
Oh, shit. Podge, cover your ears.
What? What is
Okay.
what is kissing?
Kissing. Oh, you don't know what kissing is?
I think I do.
Oh.
Is it this? And she walks up to you and she goes, "You're," or she's visible, so she gives you a kiss on your cheek. Is it like that?
That's exactly what it is. It ends there. It starts there, ends there.
Someone else gave you a kiss?
Yeah, the singer I told you about. It's not important, though. We're going to save your people soon. Misdirection.
Oh, well, deception check, please.
Yeah. I was hoping you'd do this. Okay. 18.
She seems satisfied with your response that it was nothing but an innocent some friendly affection and nothing for her to feel jealous about. She gets back to her bear dog food.
So, anyway, Varel, I think, is right. Plus, I feel like he needs this. We need a win.
But we need to make sure we're undercover by the time the Toyota host shows up. I highly doubt we're not recognized.
The Toyota host are trash. I believe we could defeat them easily. However, this mind-controlled brethren of mine, and as Bok Bok puts it, may be part of my former clan as well, is perhaps the greatest danger, as well as our vampire. Perhaps, again. There is one more great danger, of which I witnessed last night while I was out. The guards of the keep are heavily fortified and very well armed.
Well, we're pretty fortified. and well armed.
Yes, you just lost last night to a bunch of people in rags with sticks.
Shut up. Here's the deal. We also... How do we handle... Sorry, out of character question. How do we handle when we have leveled and we have new things? How do we reveal those things? Like, do we want to just strictly
It depends.
decide
So
them?
sometimes it's just, you know, when you practice a thing and all of a sudden you're just better at it, like
Yeah.
extra attacks. You're just, you know, two of the party have extra attacks. If you have new magical tricks, you could either just say, I feel confident I have these new abilities and I can perform this at a greater level, but I haven't had a chance to see it yet. Or you could roleplay, given that you're a sorcerer, that you don't even know what your new abilities are, and then all of a sudden in the heat of combat, the new powers manifest themselves to your shock, like, oh my god, the energy is flowing through me. Like some
Okay.
That's up to you.
All right, so no
How you
rules
wanna
on that. I just
do
wanted to make sure I wasn't breaking any protocol or
No,
anything.
you could totally just be like, I read a book last night and I figured out a new spell, and here's what I can do. But
Well, I definitely
can
didn't
do
read a
that
new
too.
book, but after my friend left, I dart over at Pod, just look at her, make sure she's okay. I think I had a dream, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I think I've got better control over fire. I can do things with fire now that'll make a real mess of stuff. So I'm just saying, I think we have a few tricks up our sleeves.
Oh, I don't doubt that you've all become stronger. I can even sense it within you. Sometimes defeat leads to victory, but Nash, don't you seem to be missing something?
Well, let me say, Dirty Chalice, if that is your real name. I am missing something, but it's not important to what our goal is here.
No, you don't think you'll need it?
No. What are you talking about?
A certain stick you're overly fond of.
Are you talking about my staff?
Yes.
I have my staff.
No, you
Uh,
don't.
Don't I?
deception
No.
check. Deception check.
Shit. What have I forgotten?
Make a deception roll.
Yeah, +4, so 17?
It's you say it in a very convincing way, but it's clear that you do not have your staff on your person.
Where's my staff?
And now that you think about it, you didn't have it last night in the room.
Okay, well... Okay. I don't remember.
Roll a history check, please.
Going back.
Oh, I have a good... Okay, 17. I have a good modifier in history.
Okay. So you retrace your steps in your mind quickly, your eyes darting back and forth while your one red eye darting back and forth. And you realize you gave it to Coat Check last night and haven't seen it since.
Oh, shit! Okay.
And there it is. The simpleton catches up with the rest of us.
Oh,
Where...
That being said, Varel also doesn't have. You don't have your mace or your shield, if I recall correctly.
Because we ran out of there. Right? Because we hauled ass.
That's right.
Jeez. I guess I
what
don't
we
have
could
my staff.
do, with Pod is we could send her to find out where the lizard is. I take the rocket launcher and we just blow him up.
I like this plan. But we would immediately gain the attention of the guard.
But it would take time for them to come out and get us. We had enough time to destroy one of their buildings and get away.
It also would work as the distraction that they were asking you for.
We don't know that till tonight's meeting, if they are looking for yet another. That is merely my assumption. It's a likely tale. Someone strong is all they ask for, and my competent friends would be welcome.
And what will Nash be doing while we meet with them?
Why can't I be there?
I get it. That was good.
Why?
Yeah, that one flew over my head too.
Why can't I be
Nice
there?
little dagger.
We'll just keep it for the people who got it. It's fine, Nash.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
He's confident. He's
The
not confident.
competent
So the
people are
competent people- my
going.
competent
Oh.
It was a
Got
good
it.
dig. Bro didn't get it though.
Pod looks up and says, "I didn't get it either." Dash."
Don't worry about it. That's fine. One of these days I'm making him go invisible and you can go peck his ear out or something. Freaking Diamond Chapman.
It's not even close.
Jeeves dildo. It's not close either. Anyway, we should go. Well, I don't need my staff. I have plenty of stuff I can fight with.
You will need it as an arcane focus for anything that requires a material component.
But
from
I
your
thought I
spell
could
list.
bring anything. Can I have anything? Like I can.
No, if you read your spells, if you don't have a material component, you'll see it lists what you need. Like for sleep, you'd actually need your staff to cast it. If
Right.
not, you have to have a handful of sand. Actually, we did have a listener point out last week that it was technically you shouldn't have been able to cast your enlarge spell because you didn't have your staff, and that requires material components as well. We'll let it slide.
Oh yeah, a pinch of powdered iron.
Yeah.
I didn't. Maybe I had just some of that under my fingernails. That's a pinch.
That was
fine.
So
casting
you-
dragon form, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be, but he did revert back to human form, which probably should have broke the concentration of it at the very least. But anyways, it's fine. No need to. We're not going to retcon anything, but generally speaking, you need it to perform certain spells.
Well, unless I find my staff, you're not getting a fireball out of me unless I get a tiny ball of bat guano and some sulfur. Like legit, that's what I need for my new fireball.
That's your reagent requirement.
Yeah, a tiny ball of bat guano and sulfur. It says.
Both?
Yeah. Now some of these are like a pinch of fine sand, rose petals, or a cricket. So it's like fries and a Coke, or no, just no Coke, kind of. Thunderwave, I don't need anything.
Yes, the note.
It said that the slaves are coming here from Slavetown, the Dustillians.
Is there a way for us to get our stuff back before we go? Like, can we go sneak in? Can we, I don't know. Are there another arcane source around here I could find?
No, he said he sold off Dust Hill. Dust Hill fell.
Yeah, that might have gotten glossed over during the reading, but Dust Hill, according to this letter,
There were complications, but ultimately...
there were complications, but ultimately Dust Hill was taken by force.
Stanley, we failed.
Yeah. Unless you've got crickets and some bat guano. And dirt.
Giantalis, do you have crickets and bat guano?
I don't, but what if we decided to take a little trip to make our friend here useful to us again?
Where to?
Yeah, what?
See if we can get back into the club, see if we can get our stuff back.
I'm in.
Here, how about Varel and Nash, you both stay here. Diantalis and I will go since we can hide.
I'm a capable hider.
You're pretty big, Varel.
I see your point.
You stand out a bit, whereas I'm going to cast Disguise Self to just take on a generic appearance of a kind of homeless-looking, disheveled, teat basic looking fellow.
Trashburg Basic.
Trashburg basic.
Teat basic. I like
That
it.
is the version of after Quick Basic. It was Teat Basic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just I can blend in.
And before you, Diantalis transforms into a Trashburg citizen. Looks nothing like his former self.
Do me next. Do me.
That's not how the spell works, but it doesn't surprise me that you didn't know.
All right, fine. We'll stay here. Me and the lizard.
All right. As you guys say this, you hear a on the door.
Who's closest?
You're all same distance, eating at a table.
Varel's the key master.
Yes, but Diantalis is already disguised.
Yeah, have him do
Go
it.
see who it is. Which
All right.
key is it to unlock the door? Does it not
It's,
have to be locked from inside with a key?
From inside you can unlock it.
Okay, I'll go over and
You
open
remove the latches.
I'll open the door and peek out.
You peek out and you see the face of 42 Carnage. Yo, what's up, man? You got that that big lizard guy in there? His friends? And you look past them a little bit and you see a few more 26ers. And you see a man in a cloak with features covered standing in the center.
Hold on, I'll take a look. Shut the door and lock it.
Okay.
It's our friend 42 Carnage. He's brought a couple of friends of his own and someone in a cloak.
Still 42 after 3 days?
He's slacking.
I called him 42 Carnage. He didn't refer to himself by his new number.
Oh,
Just
very
so.
well.
Are we accepting visitors?
We should.
Yes.
We have nothing to hide.
It's a fight either way.
Okay,
Says
turn back,
you.
Says
unlock the
I.
door, creak it open. Yeah, they're in here. What do you want?
Oh, hey, man, my man here, he wants to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Just if you got a few minutes, he'd like to humbly request your an audience or whatever, man.
All right, fine. You can come on in. I don't care. It's no business of mine.
All right,
Let
boom.
him in
And
I'll
then
hustle behind the countertop and by the pan.
42 Carnage sort of walks aside and nods to the man in the cloak, and the 26ers sort of make way and seem to help the man under the cloak to the door. And the man with the cloak puts his hood back a little bit and lifts it up. This and he says, "May I come in?"
Do you know this guy?
It's
That's
Monsoon
not Hope.
Cabbage.
That's totally Kristen.
Oh,
It's
Wait.
Monsoon Cabbage. And he looks to you and he asks if he can come in.
Who's he looking at? Me?
Yeah.
I don't care. This isn't even my place. I'm just here. Come in.
Oh, well, whose place is it now? Sorry, whose place is it now?
It's his. Point over at Varel.
Pharrell, may I come in?
You may enter.
He steps up. He gets in. He waits for you to close the door. Please close the door.
Shut the door. Lock it.
He puts his hood back, and you see it's Monsoon Cabbage, the 26 block leader you met 2 days ago now, I think. Friends, we have much to discuss.
I'm afraid we failed you.
Contrary, my man. Is that breakfast I smell?
Yes.
Hope, would you be so kind as to make me some?
Sure. And I'll start heading back to work on food.
And it says, well, looks like you're all here, but who's this man? He points to you, Stanley. Is he with you?
My name's Joe. I'm staying in this room here. Nobody's kicking me out.
yes.
Hello, Joe? Okay, then. I'm not here to kick anyone out of Charlemagne's establishment.
Can Joe go with us? I've become fond of Joe.
Well, it's just I'm here to see Varel and you, Nash, and Hope, and Stanley if he's here.
Oh, the other one. I can get the other one. You want me to get the other one? Mr. Varel, you want me to get the other one?
Yes, go wake Stanley, Joe.
Right. I'll shuffle off to the room, drop the disguise self, and come out as Stanley.
All right,
Nice.
the process will take a few minutes. So as you do that, he walks to the table near you, Nash, and says, "May I join you, Nash, at the table?"
It's fine. It's Varel's place, so it doesn't bother me none.
He pulls out a stool and sits down, stretches his arms out. Varel, why do you look so defeated?
Because we were. We failed to bring you the head of a crippled lizard.
Oh, well, it's not an easy thing that I asked. I came here to tell you to thank you. I heard what you did in East Trashburg. Not the way that I would have handled it, but I didn't specify how I wanted the job done. Quite a pair of lizard balls on you. You kick down the front door and go in there like a meat grinder. Keep cutting people down till you find the one that you want. I respect it. But no, you didn't get him, but after your attack on their headquarters in East Trashburg, a second fight broke out, as I understand it, at the Golden Gargoyle. And there you faced their retribution. You provoked them. You brought them out of hiding. My understanding is you must have disappeared after that because my scouts did not report you leaving the building. And yet here you are. But I will say this, that the Teat Guard and the Guzzlegang forces came to respond to the fires set in East Trashburg and heard the sounds of conflict come from Blusher's haunt, and they responded quickly and swiftly. There's but a handful of toe rippers left. You provoked them out of hiding, and the toe rippers are not smart. So you've done an excellent job. I would have preferred to recruit some of them into my own forces, but if this has to end with every last one of them killed, I'm quite pleased. There still remains the final blow on Blunkolifer. Before Blunkolifer became the thorn in my side that he is, he began his work in a place near the refinery, which I know of. And without a doubt, they have retreated there. I've come to give you the location, so you may finish your job. I would see this done. We have much to take care of after this.
Where are they?
Do you have a map handy? Give me a map. Do you have a map of Trashburg? I will mark it on your map.
Hope will look for it, pull out the map, and hand it over.
Okay. He looks at it, and do you have a pen for him? He sort of motions like for an ink, something with ink.
I'll look around the Charlemagne's desk area, and I'm sure I'll find a pen or something to hand over.
Okay, and he draws a circle. I'm doing it in Roll20 right now. The map. It's not the most graceful thing, but he marks a part of your map. He says, in this location, there is an entrance to the underground network. You'll find him in there. I wish to commend you on the work that you've done. I'm very grateful. I don't know why you're so forlorn, Vorel.
They were zealots. They were mad. They were not gang members. They were not for glory. They were high on toes.
Yes, they are. It is a strange cult that they have formed over the years.
In my experience so far, cults draw their power from a source. Do you know anything of their toe god?
I know that it's all a sham. You've met Blunk Oliver?
Yes.
And tell me, what was your impression of him?
He's a puppet.
She knows. And yes, there is something greater afoot behind Blunk Oliver, and I need his head to find out where that is. I was very specific about requesting his head. Because what's of import is not that Blunk Oliver dies or that the Toe Rippers die, but that the puppet master operating Blunk Oliver must be found and rooted out. Do you know what the Scarlet is?
I'm there now, right?
Yeah.
I've been here for
Yeah, you're back. You're back in. Yep. Do you know who the Lactid Cartel are?
You've heard the name.
They are pests. Very difficult to destroy. Usually roam in numbers. But the one who controls Blunk Oliver, well, he's an exile from Principal City. And he's made his nest here some time ago. And he's made it his business to undermine my efforts. If I'm to carry out my plans, I need him out of the way, preferably before the wedding.
Why
Now,
did Jeddles McReady have to die?
Who's Jeddles?
I would think you would know about it. Apparently, Charlemagne visited you just last night to discuss it. It's the reason why Varel is the new proprietor of this place.
There were complications with Jeddles. But they got sorted out. Unfortunately, he met a bitter end. But that business is between myself and Jeddles. Was he a friend of yours?
No, but we were attacked by something while we were there.
Oh,
You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
it's the first I've heard about an attack. Charlemagne mentioned a scuffle.
So none
So
of your people were in that area then?
My people. Well, I've got people everywhere, but no.
I'd like
What
to
are you
do
asking
an
me?
insight check to get an idea if he's telling me the truth or not.
Okay, let's roll your insight check, please.
Ah, crap. It's gonna be a 6.
It's kind of clear that your answers are not adding up, but you don't get any read on anything. No new insight that you don't already think of.
Monsoon, you know that we have plans of our own. I described them to you that night. How
Yes.
will your plans accelerate with the head of Blanc Oliver? And will we be able to complete our goals?
Well, what is it? You and I had a discussion, Pharrell.
Yes.
You wanted to. I actually forget what you said to him, though. You were interested in joining up with him, right? In order to lead an army. You help him here.
Yeah, the particulars of that deal were that I gave him the keep, and he would stop supplying the principal. He'd supply us the oil.
Gotcha.
My army.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, I remember. I remember our arrangement quite well. My understanding is that you need access to the keep for some unspecified business that I'm not aware of, but that ultimately, if you assist me in my aim, then I would assist you in yours. I feel, though, that we've become closer because of this. I see that you've taken our partnership seriously, Vorel. You attacked their headquarters head on and faced the entirety of their gang by your lonesome. The four of you, I mean. So I feel comfortable in telling all of you. I endeavor to take the keep on the night of the wedding. Once everyone is drunk and they're fucking and they're rolling in sweat and within each other's bodies, we will breach the castle and we will strike and we will kill all of them, and it will be ours. You will help us with this, and once we do that, we will help you to stomp the neck of any who trespass here beyond the dead fingers. Sorry about the F-bomb.
It's all good.
It slipped out.
You're the DM.
It was in character.
Yeah.
So can I count on your continued help? You having a change of heart?
I certainly have no issue with killing a few more toe rippers.
Oh, good then. Yes, Hope.
Oh, I was just gonna say we haven't gone out for our daily walk yet.
Well, you have the location. I wonder if there's any other way that I can be of service to you.
Me?
To you? To anyone here?
I don't need anything.
These bites, what are they? And I'll pull down the handkerchief I put on my neck and show them.
Bring them closer, dear.
Oh shit. All right, Hope will walk over and show the bites.
Remember, he's a tiefling like you, so he squints and he motions for you to sit down in a chair across from him.
Okay, Hope will sit down.
You take the seat, and he looks back and he says, "That looks painful."
Not too much anymore.
I suppose you're new around here, so you're not subject to the superstitions of the people of these parts, but there's an
Something
old...
about vampires.
Yes, there it is. Vampires. There's an old tale that was told that the tieflings who once ruled this place succumbed to vampirism. But I don't know that those are the marks of a vampire. What bit you?
It was a creature. It was in Jeddle's house, and it was white and horrifying looking.
It exploded into dust when I struck it dead.
What you... He looks around, looks a little defeated, and he says, well, what you did face is in fact a vampire. I've had a change of heart. It seems I left a bit of a mess at Chettle's. We had a disagreement. And I left quickly. And I may have left a mess behind. It's cleaned up now. I trust you will not speak of this outside of these walls.
Your
nod.
mess nearly killed us.
Well, please accept my apologies. Sometimes if we don't finish feeding, they tend to wake, and they're quite feral.
Nash Maggard makes no commitments.
And when you say we, what
I
exactly
finished
do you
feeding.
mean? Are you implying you are a vampire?
Psh, duh.
There was a curse a long time ago. Long before the Guzzle Gang ruled these parts. The Tieflings ruled here. And we are not sure when it started. But one by one, slowly, the curse of vampirism was spread amongst our kind. There was one among us, after a time, who became disenchanted with the notion that we had received a gift and recognized it for the curse that it truly was. I was betrothed to her. She sought out supporters, but she found none among us. The curse had given us power, intelligence to pursue art and to study and to learn things like we never have. We held what I would consider to be a new golden age of civilization in this dire world. All the same, she found an ear to her plight. She conducted her own research. And in this, met with a being from beyond our world, Andriesta. Now, the Guzzle Gang and the humans here worship Andriesta like some kind of god, but I assure you she is no god. She is we're kind. Kefeli was her name, the woman I was to be betrothed to. She contacted Andriesta, a demon from the Weir. They call her the Nourisher. And she exchanged a gift with Andriesta, a cure for the plague, in exchange for eternal worship.
Worship or warship?
Worship.
Warship.
Worship.
Like a ship you'd have in the war, then.
No, WOR. Eternal worship.
Oh. We'll keep going, then.
That we would have to sacrifice to Andriesta. And show their fealty to Andriesta. And to this day, that tradition is held.
And what would be the consequences if a sacrifice were not given?
That I do not know.
That's how she gets her souls.
So one fateful night, Kefeli gathered the tieflings of the Teat together to make some sort of announcement. And many thought this was one of her usual speeches about how our kind were corrupt and that an end needed to be brought to the curse. And they gathered in the throne room deep beneath the keep proper, the old throne room. And from there she revealed her true power, killing all of them, but sparing me. Now, her curse continues, and she continues to watch over my brothers and sisters deep beneath the keep. I intend to go and free them. So am I a vampire? Yes. Do I know much beyond your comprehension? Yes, I do. You help me to free my brothers and sisters and restore glory to the tieflings of Teatkella, the kingdom beyond the sands. We shall be grateful to you. And he hasn't touched his breakfast at all, sort of pushes the plate away. This is to remain between us. If you speak to this outside of these walls, I shall know it. And there will be blood.
When's the last time you fed on someone?
It's a personal question, Ash. I don't care to answer it.
It directly affects whether or not I trust you as long as you're here.
He ignores you. Begins walking towards the door, pulling the hood over his head.
We have met one complication to perform your deed, and I am ashamed of it.
What's that, Pharrell?
Our armaments, our weapons were lost in the fire.
Your weapons, the golden gargoyle stands still. There, you must exercise great care in collecting anything from there. The Teat Guard are patrolling it currently.
Surely your fortification is well stocked. There's no need for us to expose ourselves once again.
If you need any weapons, you can visit us and we'll provide you with what you need.
Very good.
Just, I will let the person at the front know that you're to be welcomed and not to be given any trouble. The armory's on the second floor of our building. Take what you want. I'll see to it that you get everything that you ask for. Now hope your bite. Please don't worry. You will not succumb to vampirism.
Hope will nod.
It requires a little more to the ritual than that.
Okay.
If you'd like to know more, perhaps you'll come and see me later.
No, I think I'm good. Though it breaks my heart. As a player.
He puts his hood on and opens up the door. And the 26 gang members are outside. They sort of help him out the door, help him downstairs. He's completely covered. His hands aren't even out of his sleeves. The whole cloak's over top of him. And the door slowly closes shut behind him.
Well, I know where I'm off to, and I'll head upstairs and I'll start pulling out the rocket launcher. And then as soon as that's out and I've got the case, I'll come back downstairs with it.
Okay.
I will turn around, go over to the oven, grab one of the cloths, wring it, and eventually it ends up in my mouth and I'm pulling it. Kind of giving it some tears on the bottom teeth. Just making sure it's kind of in there so it's muffled a bit.
Diantalis is just sitting there, eyes closed. He's conferring with Stanley at the moment.
Hope I'll come back downstairs and like, if you didn't want to get weapons from him, it occurred to me if we remember how to get back to the gargoyle from the sewers, we could probably sneak the weapons that way.
He is a fiend.
I'm a fiend. My people are demons.
You do not wish to release a horde of blood-sucking family members who sparkle in the sun, according to Nash, to feast upon slaves.
So you would rather burn their homes down, leaving them homeless to starve in the desert?
I am lost in this town. The fact that no one has risen up is disgusting. That they would respond to that song, that horrible, vile song every morning, placated by a single guzzlebuck a day, is abhorrent. They are. I am torn. If they wish to be fed on as cattle, they certainly act like it. I believe he should be smoked. Yet, this entire world has been a mix-up. And
Varel, think of it like this. You want an army. Imagine an army that has people that can fight for it both during the day and the night. It never sleeps. Do you think the principal has anything like that?
At what cost? And at the back of the army is a bus full of delicious children that they drink every night. Oh, that would sit with me well, Hope. I would be an honorable king, arriving. Behold my vampire army and their horde of snacks. Do not doubt that I have thought it.
You don't have to join this, Varel, but these are my people. And Tedna's even seen where they are down there. I'm going to help him.
That is even more complicated. I am... That is a noble gesture. But they are also evil. I am overwhelmed.
It would seem the struggles of morality have gotten the better of Varel at the moment.
Yes. Thank you,
Diantalis.
Diantalis.
There it is.
That's what I'm talking about. Why does he have to sound like that?
Because he's evil as well. He is the embodiment of my struggles.
Well, then I say we swap dialysis out for Stanley.
And how exactly do you propose to do that, Nash?
He's promised him the day.
Can they switch? Can you switch? How about you switch?
Could, but Stanley promised me the day.
There it is.
To what advantage do you want the day?
It's simple. When you were surrounded by the toe rippers, I was going to do the logical thing and leave you all to the fate that you deserved. Stanley promised me the day in return for trying to actually help you.
Says Nash Magard of the Solar Mines.
And I do intend to take it. And I don't see why you're struggling so hard, Varel. The problem is simple. We are up against an incredibly powerful foe. We're going to need incredibly powerful allies. If you want to free a bunch of workers who are satisfied for a guzzbuck and a happy song in the morning, we can throw them at the door, but they will do nothing for us. The weak perish, the strong survive.
Hope will smile at that.
Is that not the reason you refused the gifts promised to the others? You wanted to show how strong you were. You seem to value strength, yet you seem to be a champion for the weak. It's very strange.
I have much to decide, but it is time to act. I believe, in our current position, that getting the items from Cabbage will be of our greatest benefit.
Do we think he'll have something there that will help Nash as a focus? Are you willing to let go of your stick?
He had many old artifacts. Much art. There may be others.
And if
If
he's been
they-
around as long as he implies.
If they do, if they do the job, it's fine. I think I'll look weird without my stick, but that's fine.
Then I say we take the road of least resistance.
All right, Hope will kind of look a little dejected. She wanted to go right away to go kick butt, but she realizes the importance of weapons, so she's going to run the rocket launcher back upstairs and kind of hide it under the bed and then come back down.
All right.
Hope wants to fire that rocket launcher.
Before we leave town, or else I'll never use it and be like, oh, one day I'm going to use this and it's going to be amazing.
You know, like you do with a rocket launcher. You use it because
In
it might
video
get
games.
wasted.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You know,
Nobody wants to waste a rocket launcher.
Resident Evil anxiety. You beat the game and you're like,
I got all this ammo!
Oh, no.
You gotta go put it in the stupid box again.
Yeah.
Mm,
Oh my gosh. The memories.
So, should we go get armed and decide what else we're going to do with our day?
yes.
Yes.
Weapons, and then we go fight.
All right. So where are we going? We're going to the 26 block building.
Yeah.
Yes. Before we leave, I'll ask Bok Bok if he is joining.
He looks at you and Bok now with Varel again.
All right, and then I put a hand around his toe necklace, and I look him in the eye and give a nod, and I rip it off.
He gives a little face, but ultimately he swallows his pride, and because it's you that did it, allows it to happen with that word.
I drop it to the ground, and I take my own friendship necklace from so long ago,
Oh,
Oh
put
my
it on Bok Bok.
gosh.
no! Oh.
Wait, sorry, the friendship necklace?
Yeah,
The-
from
the Hill-
ancient
Hilgard.
Hilgard friend-
Hilgard friendship
Oh,
necklace.
shit. And he looks at it and he's like, he seems to perk up and he seems ready to go. He doesn't. This all happens without a word from him.
Do we all have those still?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've still got mine.
Still mine too.
All
All
right.
right, we lock up Charlemagne's and head out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm saying that for reasons. Locked up.
All right, so you guys exit the building, lock it up. as you exit
so
the building,
boned out there in the desert.
You know.
you see 26 block dudes on either corner of the passageway. They just seem to be, looks like they're standing sentry in the area, and you sort of glance up and you see another 26 block guy on one of the roofs. No weapons. They just look like they're just hanging out. They're there. You begin making your way back to the 26 block area without a vent. You see people heading off to the refinery. It is still early morning. You hear the sounds of breakfast being made from certain of the buildings and conversations. It's noisy. It's a slum. And there are people, many people around. As you approach, you again return to the alleyway that is the 26 area with the cars that are built up as barricades. And the guy at the front looks at you and he says, "Come on in." And he gets to decide this time he doesn't ask for your weapons or anything. As you walk into the 26 block proper, return back into the building, and on the main floor there's a lot of couches and people hanging out. They're either sitting on couches, they're talking. They look towards you and they look away. And then from a corner, 42 Carnage comes up and he says, "Hey man, Monsoon said you were here to pick up some heat."
Yes.
He opens up the elevator, motions for you guys to come in. You guys get in the elevator. He closes up the door. You make it to the second floor. Opens up the elevator. And you see that there's tables everywhere. There are automatic assault rifles, swords, axes, bows, weapons everywhere.
Is there another
Yeah.
machete?
Yeah, there's not a machete, but there is just a large Bowie knife that you find that is the Rambo knife.
Cool. So I'll have a machete on one leg, the Bowie knife on the other. Then. I grab
Okay,
the
so
Bowie
you
knife.
add a Bowie knife to your inventory.
Okay, arcane check as to anything there that would benefit me.
You take a look around. They all look like martial weapons and assault rifles.
Okay.
Find a bow and arrow and some arrows.
I would like to replace the dagger that got left behind.
Mm-hmm.
And is there another rapier at all?
You got your rapier back.
I know, but I'm looking for another one.
2 rapiers.
Whoa,
You don't
what?
find a rapier amongst this pile. Everything's very. Yeah.
Somebody
The
did
rapier's-
something weird for level 5, I think.
No,
Was
I
it-
didn't.
oh,
I didn't. That's
Okay.
This is purely me planning ahead,
There isn't a rapier available,
As a-
but
just in case, because diplomacy's been through some business.
Yeah.
there isn't another rapier available. But there's an assortment of swords and axes, things of that nature. Short swords. There's a two-handed sword. There's this large-looking great sword kind of deal.
Do
No
any of
rapier,
these?
though.
Can any of these function as a focus for me?
So sorcerer, let me have a look and see what kind of focus you.
I mean, my staff is just a staff, so in theory, I could take a sword or something.
What was your
Yeah, so-
focus? Was it the staff or the nail?
Staff.
So, not just anything can be a focus. It has to be. There's a bit of a ritual around creating a focus,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Imbuing it with magical energy. So, or having something special. None of the items in there. You sort of pick through the boxes and table. Everything's spread out on table, stuff like that. You don't find anything that will serve as an arcane focus.
Okay. Can I also retcon the story so that it is my nail and not my staff? Because that's a great idea. Do we care?
I mean, yeah, you could say that. I mean, there's no reason.
Okay. Because we've never done anything where it was a problem, but John, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, no.
It's
yeah,
the nail.
You could say that. I would argue that the wood or the nail, if separated, would still serve either one as probably an arcane focus. Since they're part of it. But as you prefer when it comes to that.
Yeah. Well, either way, I don't have it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look here for. It's something you might ask about, since Monsoon seemed to say that there was something for you there.
Is he? He's not with us though.
No. But there are 42 carnages. Let's see here. You can use a focus, arcane focus as a. So what is an arcane focus? Arcane focus. So crystal orb, rod, staff, wand.
Mr. Carnage. Can I call you 42?
Yo, nah, man. 43 carnage.
Oh shit! Sorry.
He looks at you.
Hey, do you have anything that I can? Do you have any wands or staves or anything here that I might have?
You're looking for something magic, eh? Like boom, like
Yeah.
magic people stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard to come across that kind of gear. We got a little cupboard down the back we put weird things in. You want to take a look at that?
I would like to take a look, please.
Hey yo, dancing. Yo man, what's up?
Dancing?
Let this dude in the back. All right,
I'm gonna go with him.
come on back here.
All right, come with me. Is it Dirty Talus or who's with me?
It's your friend Stanley, of course.
Oh, okay. Come on, let's go.
Keep moving, lasagna.
All right, so Dancing leads you sort of to a back room, and there's a cupboard. There's like not a cupboard, but a closet. He opens up the closet and reaches up and pulls out a box and tosses the box on the floor and says, "What you looking for might be in there, man. There's weird stuff in there.
Okay.
There's a pile of assorted items. On the top is a dildo.
Is
Use
it a
that as your
magic
focus.
dildo?
It looks distinctly like
It's
what
a-
Nash doesn't have.
Yeah, it's a,
Made
it's
out
a,
of plants.
It's a wee. Got it.
It's not made out of plants, but you can't tell what it would be made out of without closer investigation.
All right.
You can't really see what's behind it without taking it out of the box.
I'm taking it
You
out of the
gotta touch
box.
it.
I'm gonna take it out of the box. I'm gonna throw it at Stanley, just lightly. Just gonna take it out and go, hey, and then just kind of toss it, and he's gonna have to decide to catch it or let it fall.
Yeah, dexterity check. It might just hit him if he doesn't catch
A
it.
dexterity check?
Depending on how much attention.
Dexterity
Apparently
check.
not much. That is going to be a 9.
Okay, the dildo hits you square in the forehead. Bunk. As
Whack.
you fail to catch it quickly enough.
Sorry, Stanley. Just just going through this box here. All right, so I keep
No
digging.
harm
What
done.
else? What else do I see?
All right, so you dig through and you see like an abacus is in there. You see there's a holy cross in there. There is what looks like a slinky, but you don't know what a slinky is. But there's this weird slinky thing in there. There's some.
Guys, I need to find some stairs.
Yeah, get some stairs.
I'm gonna put him to sleep.
Thunderwave.
There's a slinky in there. There's a doll in there. It was like a little dolly, and then sort of about the size of a small bowling ball. There's this sort of giant marble.
Okay, I'm gonna pick that up, and as I pick it up, I'm gonna sideways glance at Stanley and go, "Probably not the first time he got hit in the face with a dick, is it?" And then I pull the ball out.
That happened in character. I don't care what you say.
I pull it out and I look at it. I chuckle to myself at my great joke at Stanley's expense, and then I roll it around and do an arcane. I want to check it. I want to see if there's anything coming off of this thing.
Yep.
That will be a. Scott can never remember that modifier. It's changed at 6, so 19.
Okay. You hold the ball in two hands and sort of feel it around, get a sense of its weight. It's surprisingly lighter than it looks. It looks like it should be heavy, but it's actually a little bit light. And you almost get the feeling that with some concentration, you can raise it off your hand a little bit, just an inch. And it begins to sort of rotate in your hand, and it begins to sort of glow. Let's glow a little red, very faintly.
Okay.
And you're like, definitely, this is like you feel your pacemaker
Okay.
perk up as your blood pumps harder through your body with this thing close, and you feel a connection to your magic.
I turn around, I hold it in the air and go, guys, I found a new focus. It's going to be weird packing it around, though, because it'll be like bulgy and stuff, but it'll be great. And I shut that trunk and giggle at Stanley one more time as I walk past him.
All right. Stanley, did you want to look at any more of the items in the box?
I scoped them from a distance and one very up close, and I'm good.
You said there was a.
Yep. Sorry, I was just gonna say, Scott, add a crystal, or sorry, an orb to your inventory.
Yeah. Oh, I need to add that in there.
Yeah, and you should take your quarterstaff out because you don't have it.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I never took it out to begin with, so that threw me.
Yeah. Sorry, Varel, you had a question.
What you said there was like a sword of some size and other items that I might be eyeing.
Yeah, there's definitely an assortment of sort of rusty, not poorly taken care of, but older swords. Yeah, great swords, bastard swords, short swords.
Ooh,
Is it just
what's
orb?
Yeah.
Sorry, am I looking just for orb?
Yeah, just for a plain old orb. It's not a magical item. It's a focus. So focus is a magical item, but it's not a magic item as per the definition. It's an item that allows you to channel energy. It could be anything really, as long as it's imbued in our world with some sort of proximity to arcane that it emanates and exacerbates the mana wave radiation around you.
Okay. There we go. Orb of dragon kind. Ooh. Can I use that?
Nope, just an orb.
Scott's upgrading it.
+5.
It's gotten better.
I have an
orb.
I have an orb now.
It's a plain old orb.
Yep.
You're one third of the way there.
It's
now.
a plain old orb in terms of the item you're adding. It's actually quite a cool looking little piece of. But you're not even sure what the material is made out of. Crystal, maybe.
It's 3 pounds. Jeez. That's a heavy dude.
I'm eyeing that the great sword, kind of bending down, whispering to myself in the corner, kind of talking to myself, trying to decide if this is the weapon of a conqueror, the king of vampires. And I'll pick it up and eye the handle of the great sword that's sitting there.
Okay.
Anything of note on it?
It's heavy, but its weight is evenly distributed. It would make for a great weapon. There's nothing of note. It's fairly indistinct. It's just a large hunk of metal, forged down to have a cutting edge on both sides, with something of a rather large hilt that you can wrap both of your large hands around comfortably. It's almost as if the sword doesn't look like it was designed for a human to pick up. It's quite heavy.
All right. I'm gonna give it a couple of little twist, hold, throw it on my shoulder, and
as you examine it, you notice that there's a little trigger on the sword hilt.
Trigger. Eye around and see if anybody's watching me. I'll kind of close one eye, still watching it, and press the button.
Okay, as you press the button, the blade on one side of the edge of the blade, it retracts open, and these metal teeth sort of poke out of it, and you hear "Ring!" Does it make this loud noise? Ring! You let go, and then it goes. Ring!
This is incredible.
And the blade retracts back to its sharp edge and hides the screaming, jagged metal that was on the inside.
Yes, I shall name it. I will name it Mawstorm.
Mawstorm. That is metal, dude. Metal. I love it.
All right, add Mawstorm to your inventory. Now there isn't, I think, an actual. We might have to homebrew this item after the show.
Cool.
But it's essentially a chain, like it's a two-handed greatsword with a chain blade activatable chainsaw embedded in it. And we'll call it. I'll make a custom item. We'll call it Mawstorm.
Love
Awesome.
it. Love that name. I should have named my ball.
We can name your
You
ball.
can name it if you want.
Yes.
Charlie.
No, I'm gonna name it.
Diarrhea Dallas.
Passion.
I don't know. Does it give? Oh, here's the name. I'm gonna say Orb of. Hold on.
The draconic word for orb is Krakau Noth. Krokanoff.
Krokanoff. I'm gonna call it Crocenoff. Krokanoff. With an exclamation point.
All right. Excellent.
Oh, I love it.
Does anyone else care to continue shopping?
I'm ready to go. Does everyone have their weapons?
Indeed.
We are ready.
Yep, we put the dagger in the boot. I'm ready to go.
All right. Where are you headed to? Sorry, guys.
Charlemagne's first. I gotta pick up my rocket launcher.
All right. So you guys leave the area without any problem. 26 sort of look and defer to you and let you go through as if you've got full membership to be there. And you even get like a nod, Varel. At one point, someone's like, gives you the
Did
finger
Bok
gun.
get anything while he was there?
Oh,
No, Bok stayed behind. He didn't leave with you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
where's Pod?
Oh, wait, you asked him to, didn't you? You gave him the thing.
No, all I did
He's
was
been a silent factor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's been with you, looking at what you're looking at. There's no blowy in there, so
sure.
nothing of interest for him. So you guys leave the area and make your way back to Charlemagne's. It remains locked. The 26 sentries that were sort of keeping an eye on the place are still there. I'll give you a quick nod. You go in, Hope, run upstairs, get your briefcase. Bring the briefcase back down, and you're ready to go. Where are you guys going to?
Let's lock it up. And then I'm gonna start walking, and I'm gonna lead everyone along the main street to the south of the entrance, so we don't go through Trashburg territory.
Okay. You mean the Toe Rippers territory?
Toe Rippers, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you lead everyone on excitedly with your briefcase, and people do walk by and look at you. You are a foolish-looking bunch of people in terms of what Trashburg Basic is known for. You make your way through the buildings, and as you get closer, you have a better look of the refinery. You see two large smoke towers billowing gray, belching gray smoke into the air. And you hear the sounds of metal against metal and people working and yelling and whoa and things of that nature as you get very close. You make your way through the alleys to the place designated on the map. And there you see, just like after you exited from the Golden Gargoyle, a small opening, but it's larger but still quite small in the ground where the shit ravine is rolling its shit into. You hear like a water dripping from the surface as it hits metal down below.
As we get close, I'm shifting my appearance back to that of Joe.
Okay. Sure thing. So you now look like Joe.
Yeah.
And we all be Joe.
No.
You can only
All
make
right.
one Joe.
I mean, you all are capable of changing your appearance. If not, then no.
F you too then. I stay the same.
And I'm gonna hang near them, but away, so it doesn't look like I'm traveling with them, but maybe just coincidentally near them.
Okay. Well, you're disguised as Joe, and you're all around the entranceway underground.
Okay, cool. I guess we should probably peek in and see what's down there. And I'll start quietly. Hey, Pharrell, could you hold my legs? Like,
Oh,
kind of like look in, to peek in, because I've got dark vision.
Okay. So you look down and peek in, and you see that there's a cavern It looks different than the sewer as it sort of turns from some of the brick cutout to more of a pure cavern down to your right. But you can't make out very much. Just, sand, various strata of sand and clay as the cave is cut out of it underground.
Okay, so nobody there that I can see.
No, you don't see
Okay.
anybody.
All right, perfect. I'll kind of push myself back out and be like, all right, I don't see anybody, so I think we can drop in, but they'll probably be looking beyond guard or something.
Is Varel with you? I mean, Varel's right here with us.
Yeah,
Okay, can I try something on him?
sure.
Varel, I got this thing. Come here. All right, so he's gonna. Here, hold on. Let's see, where is it? Okay, I would like to cast upon him. I just want to try this out. This is a good time to do it instead of in the heat of battle. I'm going to give him dark vision, which he currently does not have. So here's how it works. I touch a willing creature to grant it the ability to see in the dark. For the duration, that creature has dark vision out to the range of 60 feet. It lasts for 8 hours.
Okay.
I literally got this so I could just touch Varel and give him dark vision once in a while.
All right. You feel your eyes. Like, have you ever felt your eyes twitch?
Oh, yeah.
Like when you're having
It's happening now.
what do they call it? Just spasms, unexplained spasm. They sort of twitch and spasm, and they readjust and refocus. Now you're still in daylight, so the daylight stings it a little bit. So basically, it just feels like Nash casted magic to make your eyes hurt.
Excepting C. Right?
Nash!
No, look, you can see now. Check it out.
I run over to the hole and shove my head in.
And indeed, you now have vision so you can see in dark as if in dim light. So it's like there's a dimly lit candle in your eyes, and you can see around, but it's not super bright at the same time.
Oh,
That's enough.
the eyes of a predator. Thank you, Nash.
Hope's gonna start climbing down.
All right, you climb down.
I'll follow very closely. I cannot give my... Well, actually, this is a good question because it's not clear, but I assume when it says a willing creature, it doesn't count me, right? I can't give it to myself.
Yeah, for sure. What's the range on it?
Oh,
What's the range?
60 feet of vision?
No, what's the range on casting the
Oh,
spell,
just
it
touch
should
him. I
say?
just touch a willing creature. So
Yeah,
it's
so you can touch yourself and give it to yourself.
sweet.
You can touch your plant.
When I think about this dark place, I touch myself. So I'm going to do that also to me.
All right. Make sure you're burning the requisite spell slots for this.
Oh, yeah. Why am I... hold on. No take.
What level is the spell?
It's... close the tab.
Level 3 spell. He's now out of level 3 spell.
I'm not thinking here. Hold on. Profile account characters. Sorry, I kicked out of the tab by accident. It's one of the downsides of getting overzealous about a new ability. Okay, so this is a
Is it a
spells.
cantrip?
It is a... No, it is not a cantrip. I wish it
What's
was.
it called? Dark Vision, level 2.
Level 2.
So you burn 2 level 2 spell slots.
Yes, right now they're currently all burnt, and they shouldn't
Yeah,
be.
you
Oh, there we go.
didn't give them back to yourself yet. So,
I thought I did earlier, but all right.
all right. So you've burnt 2 of your 3 spell slots at level 2.
Yep. But,
Okay.
but we
I
can see now.
appreciate it.
Yeah. I thought I couldn't
All
use
right.
it on me, so this is all great.
What's the
So-
duration?
8
8
hours.
you said?
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
Ooh.
Well, that's,
All right,
yeah.
so everyone in the party has dark vision. As you all, I guess, take turns descending into the cave, you'll see in Roll20, you're on a new screen right now. You're in the cave, each with dark vision. Cave is very indistinct, looks like it was cut by men, but has not been traveled, and so there's breaky parts, and it's not well maintained. It's a cave
Where are
nonetheless.
we and who are these people?
Who are what people?
We're
Sorry.
way down in the colon, and then there's stuff way up top that we're probably not supposed to see yet.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm right
I see where we are. Okay, I hadn't scrolled over far enough.
Yeah, we're down there in the the urethra of this map. Look at that thing. There's polyps in here.
So all you should be seeing is like just the opening, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's
Yep,
just seeing
I'm
it.
good now.
Okay. So you're now in the cavern.
Cool. Hope will stealth forward and
Mhm.
then peek around the corner.
Okay, stealth roll, please.
All right.
I am-
20, not natural.
Okay, so you very, very quietly move ahead of the party as they wait. You peer around the corner and see more cave. The cave, again, sort of opens up into a larger space, and there appears to be two passages running concurrent to one another, but you don't make out any danger or signs of life.
Okay, I'll motion everyone forward.
I'm gonna
Don't
shift
see
my
anyone.
appearance again to roughly the same kind of a scrawny looking scruffy guy, but with toes around my neck and in my ears.
All right, you guys can move your characters up as you'd like.
I won't necessarily be as stealthy. I'll just kind of walk.
You move into a larger room, and you see that it just looks like it's cut, but very old. And there's the stench of smells like sweat and feces, and just it's very smelly in here.
Yeah, because it is a drainage,
It's
right?
damp. It seems to be part of the sewer system, but this looks man-made. Like this part isn't part of the sewer system, that it was cut out for some other purpose, for travel or for a hideout of some kind.
Okay, I would like to. There's a ledge in front of me. How high is it?
It's roughly 3 feet up. You could step up very easily.
Cool. I'd like to step up here, and being that this is a little alcove, a little den, I just want to do a survivability to see if there's any hair or anything that'd be living down here outside of the humans
Sure.
and lizard we're hunting. 8 survival.
Okay, you look around to find what's there. Because dark vision is not bright vision, it does require a close look to see details. So you get on hands and knees and look around at the ground. You find like little bones, like chicken bones, sort of left on the ground. Not in a pile, just in places. You also come across a handful of preserved toes, sort of lying on the ground.
Preserved.
Naturally.
Like mummified, sort of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like dried so that it won't rot.
Okay.
And you can be worn as jewelry.
Being at this split in the cave, I would like to kind of stand on the divide and listen carefully to see if I hear any sounds coming from either direction.
Okay. Perception, I think, for listening. You perceive sounds.
Okay, and before I do, I will cast guidance on myself.
What does guidance do?
Guidance allows me to roll a d4 for any ability check of choice. So that's
Isn't that worse than a d20?
No, add it to whatever I roll.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm sorry, what did you say it was the check?
I was waiting for the result. Oh, it's perception.
Yeah, because I just need to know what to add.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a 13.
You try to listen very intently to see what's carrying out through the cave walls. You hear a small amount of what's just reverberating. It seems like there's some whispered chanting of some kind.
But I can't tell which path it is.
But it's almost imperceptible. As soon as you hear it, you strain to hear it and can't hear it.
I'm hearing slight chanting, but I can't tell from where.
I'll jump down the ledge and join the party and be like, well, fanatics.
Do we split?
No.
No. Okay. I can stealth forward again. And I'll take the left path.
Okay.
12 for the stealth.
12 for your stealth. Okay, so you move as quietly as you can down the passage, trying to be very careful to not fall into anyone's eyesight. And as you edge ever so closely forward, you come to another opening and see that there's a room beyond that appears to be made of cement stone. You don't see or hear anything from beyond it, but there are no adversaries. There's no life that you can tell.
Okay, I'll keep moving toward it because I want to go check it out.
Do you want to roll a new stealth check, or do you just want to walk in?
I'll roll a new stealth check.
Yeah. Don't,
There we go.
don't
17.
move your pieces around like it's a video game, guys.
Okay.
Move them where they go and then leave them. Yeah.
Well, part of it is we can't see, so we have to do like inches because we don't know where
Right.
to move.
The thing to be careful is like if someone moves into some spot and triggers some trap or something like that,
Oh,
Oh, I see what
I'm going to trigger it and you're going to be boned. So be
Sad.
careful. All right. So what did your stealth roll, Hope?
17.
Okay. This time I'm going to get the group to make a stealth check, actually. Can I have everyone make stealth checks?
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do guidance on this as well.
Mm-hmm.
8 for me.
Yep.
6.
17.
Okay, so Stanley and Hope move along quietly, but Varel and Nash, in spite of your best efforts, there's loud crunching underfoot as you walk forward. Now, Hope, you hear some small chanting, but as Nash and Varel make noise with their feet, it comes to a stop. You hear a bit of shuffling. Yeah, you hear a bit of shuffling.
Okay.
It's all just deadly quiet now. Everyone stops moving. You hear a whoop, 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 as water sort of drips from the ground behind you.
Okay, and I'll slowly make my way into the room.
Okay, we enter into a large room. The cavern walls, again, are cut out a little better, and they have that same cement face, like the same cement brick that's used on the buildings. On the wall, there's an open passage to your right. A large boulder in the room, and that's the only exit. And there seems to be, in this room, you do notice little like sleeping areas, little areas where toes are clumped up, a few boxes that are open that appear to have rotten food in them,
Okay.
and just the personal effects of people living sort of a squalid lifestyle.
Okay,
Little
cool.
utensils on the ground, things like that.
All right. Well, before moving further into the room, I'll definitely roll a perception to see if I can pick up on any traps.
Okay.
Let's see. With a 19.
All right, so you scan the room to see if you can make out any traps. Your attention is drawn towards the other exit, as it seems like the most natural place one would be when you would find it, moving on to the next room. And you do happen to notice a string attached over the entranceway. And you sort of look to follow the string, and it's sort of behind a pile of these like rucksacks that are conveniently placed there. And you peer over to look at the rucksacks and see a little bell attached to the string.
Cool. I'll point it to everyone. I think it's a trap of sorts. Now we can choose to either disarm it or try and take it apart.
Stanley, go step in it.
I don't think you really want me to do that, Nash.
Oh, I forgot who you are. Never mind. Forget I said anything.
Is that the...
You can see light coming from the other room. I shouldn't be able to see that, though. You do see a small amount of light from that passageway spill out into the other room. And as you sort of peer out, because you're in darkness, you're not generating any light of your own. You guys are in pitch blackness, but can see. You see, remember the monk from the previous one? He had a single toe pierced into his head. You see him standing there in meditation. You can barely make him out because it's dim light, but his eyes are down. His hands are not akimbo, but pressed together, and he moves his hands like he's concentrating on some sort of something he's molding but isn't there. He appears to be just standing there, eyes closed, looking at this as you peer down the hall.
What's the range of a rocket launcher?
What's the range of a rocket launcher? I don't know. You'll have to shoot it to find out.
Oh, that's fair. Okay. All right. So what Hope's gonna do is she's gonna stay in this room, but she's gonna move up as close to that hallway as possible without getting near the string.
Okay.
And she's gonna quietly put her case on the ground, open it, put this thing together,
Okay.
get down on her knee.
As you flip open the case, there's a chance it'll make a large snap sound.
Oh.
So I need you to roll a sleight of hand check, please.
I'm moving to the side to be out of direct vision.
Okay,
should someone
20,
come in.
not natural.
Okay. So you kind of go as you quietly flick them open and they don't make any echoing noise.
Okay.
You can continue on with your preparation. Sorry.
All right. I'm gonna put this thing together very slowly, very quietly.
Okay, that'll be a stealth check to assemble it quietly.
Okay. 20, not natural.
Okay, so you quietly assemble the pieces of the rocket launcher together till it's sitting out in its long glory. It's about 4 feet long.
God, this is beautiful.
there's-
All right. I'll put it on my shoulder. You need to do that like shoulder shimmy as I get it comfy. Get my eye through the sight
Mm-hmm.
and pull the trigger.
Did you put a rocket in there?
Yes.
Okay.
And
you're
I'm
gonna pull
gonna
the-
aim it at this monk, and I'm gonna pull the trigger.
Okay, so as you aim it up, a large jet of flame fires out from behind you. As the large payload whistles down the hallway, and the monk looks at it and is going to 1 second.
No, this is weird. Hold on.
We're going to space!
Wow.
I don't think that one fits. I
Not
don't wanna
quite.
I want to be positive and critical. You can use your reaction. Okay, so as the rocket runs down the hallway, the monk looks at the rocket. So just to picture this carefully, your payload is a giant jet of flame carrying down the hallway, and it lights up the room as it flies down. And you see him, and as the rocket is about to connect with him, make your attack roll. Actually, I need to see if it hits.
Oh, the attack roll. I don't know if I have the damage.
So add your dex
Okay.
and proficiency. I believe you had proficiency as a part of attacks, right?
7.
8 plus 6. 7? Yeah, so as it flies down, it flies directly in front of him. And at the last second, he looks up. He moves his arms, snatches it out of the air, spins around, and throws it back down the hallway at you guys. And the rocket's now careening its way down the hallway, whistling at you. Its full payload of danger aimed directly at you. You can spend a reaction to do whatever you can do in a reaction.
Go duck
You'll
out
have
of
to-
the way.
Yep, that'll be a dexterity save for Hope and Nash.
My reaction, my verbal
What?
reaction, my verbal reaction.
Oh no.
Oh, really? No way.
Yeah,
This is the saddest day of my life.
12.
12. Okay, Nash, you're able to.
Given
You're
my
able to-
location, can I tackle him out of the way?
No, it's happening so fast that you can't use an action to react to what's coming down. The rocket just careens right down. Nash, you can move 10 feet. Stanley and Varel, if you want to make dexterity saves, I'll give you 10 feet of movement.
Okay.
I'm going to move that way, so...
You have to roll higher than a 10.
I did not, so I will just be here.
All right, so you watch in horror, Hope,
20 for me.
As you remove your eye from the eyesight, and the rocket flies back to you, hitting you square in the chest and exploding on the spot. It's almost a good place to leave it as a cliffhanger, but I think we should roll damage here. So,
Oh no!
At least I caught it in the most
It's,
badass way possible.
Sounds like so
In the
many
chest.
dice. Oh, he's still rolling.
Oh.
sorry, I need a calculator.
Oh no!
This might be the end of hope.
Okay, it hits you square in the chest for 35 points of damage as the payload explodes in your face, shredding your body with shrapnel, and a giant explosion blows you back, and your body flies, hitting the back wall. That will also be an additional...
Oh no. Please don't tell me anymore.
There will also be an additional 9 points of fall damage as you hit the back wall. Ugh! And, like, you can't even comprehend what's going on. The explosion rings out. Let me get an explosion here. I need the rest of you to roll dexterity saves for the explosion. It's basically the equivalent of a fireball.
Oh jeez.
17.
I'm just gonna figure out who's in it, but go ahead and roll it preemptively, anyways.
Okay.
Mine was a 23.
Natural 20 for me.
Natural 20. Okay, Varel. Let's just see where everyone is. Don't go moving just yet. Sorry. So Hope was over here. I'm gonna make this a light source. Okay. So you can see that giant explosion. She's standing there. Okay. Let's just move you to the front, to front, to front. All right. So you can see where it would have hit. Anywhere within that. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Anywhere in that area. So Stanley, you're actually safe from the explosion. Who saved? Sorry, what were your rolls, Nash and Varel?
Sorry, hold on. 17
Natural
for
20
me.
for me.
Yeah, 20 for him, 15 or
Okay.
17 for me.
Varel, you take half damage. Nash, you take half damage. You both take half damage as you're still caught in the blast. So half. What did we? How much did I give you? 35, I
Yeah.
think. Hope?
So 15 or sorry.
Half rounded. up.
44 total. It was 35 for the blast.
Yeah,
and
just
then
for the
9
just for the blast damage. 35 divided by 2 is 17. So 18 points of damage. Varel and Nash suffer 18 points of damage as you watch Hope's body just all ragged fly towards the back of the room as the explosion rings out. And after the explosion hits and you're caught in the blast of it and your body's on fire, your face and your front side are all charred and burnt. The ceiling comes crumbling down on both of you. I need Stanley, Varel, and Nash to make dexterity saves.
Oh my god.
20 not natural for me.
Okay.
19.
12.
Okay. All right. So the ceiling comes crashing down on you, Nash. You take an additional 12 points of damage as a large piece of the ceiling just falls into place on your toe, and it just hurts incredibly. It just crushes your calf and foot as it's like, and you're on fire. Varel, you're also on fire, but the ceiling around you doesn't crumble. But the ceiling in front of the doorway crumbles a little bit, and there's a ton of smoke in a poorly ventilated area. You're all mildly suffocating, except for Hope. I imagine you're unconscious, Hope.
Oh, she's she's well past -10.
Oh. Is she dead?
No. You would have to do more than half, I think, of beyond zero to be mortally wounded, so you can make your first death saving throw.
Okay. Oh my god.
I think 3.5 was -10
was
and
it?
gone.
Okay.
I can look,
5
let me
for the
let me
first
look
one.
that up. Yeah, I don't think we've had someone go down in a little while, except for Nash.
This is
You get it,
is like better. You know what? Everyone can stop talking about Thunderwave week 1. You can stop talking about it now. I think we have a new winner for
week 37.
collateral
what
damage.
Was your roll?
It was a 5.
All right. You know what? The search on D&D and Beyond got worse because I used to be able to look up stuff so quickly by typing it in.
Are you looking for what constitutes instant death?
Yeah, where's the death rules?
They have to exceed their maximum hit points into the negative for instant death.
Okay.
Oh,
perfect.
okay, cool.
Okay. So what was your roll again? Sorry.
Oh, it was a 5.
Oh, you failed your first death save.
Mm-hmm.
Fail 2 more and you're dead forever. So everyone's reeling from the situation, but you get a hold of yourselves. You see the ceilings crumbled in front of the entranceway to where you are. Stanley's fine, or Diane Talis is fine. Nash and Varel, you're kind of just, like in cartoons when you get an explosion on you and then you just blink and it's just your eyeballs.
Yeah.
That's kind of you guys right now. you're just dumbstruck and dumbfounded how this all went wrong in a span of 3 seconds.
Does this blow us back at all and move us anywhere?
No, it doesn't blow you guys back anywhere.
Right.
But I mean, you had to raise your hands up and just shield yourself as best you could. But you've taken a sheer amount of blast damage. But Hope was blown, having been hit square in the chest with the rocket.
So because we're
to the back of
sealed
the
in, do we have free action right now? There's no initiative or anything?
No, you're not sealed in, but the enemy is sealed into the room right now.
All right, I'm gonna run over to Hope and cast Spare the Dying on her.
Okay, and what does that do?
Spare the Dying stabilizes her, puts her at 0 HP and no more need for death saves.
Okay, does she regain conscious, or you have to heal her before that happens?
It's just preventing.
You're unconscious but not dying, Hope.
Oh, okay.
I wish you didn't do that now because I was going to cliffhanger it with her. Is she dead or not?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You did the thing. I think this is a good place to leave it at, though. Who knows?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I didn't know this was going to happen, and as a DM, I'm a little bit like, okay.
No, that's fine. The camera goes dark. We're cliffhanged as hell here.
Yeah, so everyone circles around Hope and her corpse, which is limp against the wall. There's a giant bruise. Your shirt's melted off, and there's a giant bruise on your chest, and your nose is bleeding as you're just there.
Oh man!
And the party comes to your attention, to your rescue, and we fade to black.
Stanley runs to you.
My dearest Hope, I'm going to ruin Bo's great cliffhanger because I wanted to act quickly.
All right. Well, that's a grand place to leave it because a reminder, a programming note. We're not here next week. We're at BlizzCon. Physically, all of us are. We keep trying to think of some excuse or a way to do something there, but something like that happens, we'll let you guys know. We don't know. So who knows? We get on the ground, things could get real crazy real quick, and maybe something happens that is related to TWBD, but who knows? In the meantime, though, make sure you head on over to the website. That, of course, therewillbedungeons.com, and you can also track us all down on Twitter and that sort of stuff. All the links are there, and you can contact us there and everything else. I think that's going to do it. Am I missing anything? It feels weird. We're going to be gone a week. I don't like it, but we are.
I don't like it either, but we'll be gone.
Nobody likes it.
Yeah, but we'll be seeing each other.
Come say hi to us. Talk to us about the campaign.
Yeah, if you're at BlizzCon.
Oh, yeah, if you're at BlizzCon, it's super dumb if you don't come talk to us. And I might even still have a few There Will Be Dungeons stickers left. I'll try to gather those up and bring them with. And we'll give them to you for free as long as they last. I think that's going to do it for us. Thank you all for listening, watching, however you catch it. And we'll see you next time. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.